Welcome to another episode of Saint Vincent Untold Stories. If you had the majority of votes, then you went from the majority to the minority. Is that lifting something higher? That is not going from higher to lower. The object that was placed on the big man seems to have him forgetting how to do mathematics. We are going to look at that, and we are going to look at the recent floodings in Sandy Bay and many more. Big ups to all of my subscribers, and if you are new to the channel, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and hit the bell icon so that when we post a video you would get it immediately. If you are running a business and you are selling stocks and you notice one stock is selling while the other stock is not moving, what would you do? Would not you bring in the ones that are selling the most? So for example, if most of the people say they don't want the job, would you still force it on them? If you are playing a game of football and you notice a guy is not playing to his best every match, you continue to lose the game, would you still keep him in the game? So tell me something. What is the purpose of this substitute then? So in the big man's team, what is the purpose of the rest members? So what you want to tell me? That Sabuto and all the rest members have to wait until they are 50 or 60 to contest a leadership. That is not right, man. So we are going to look at some of the rules that need to be changed in St. Vincent within the system. This might cause a scene on both sides, but no problem, we have to give the truth. Seeing that the retirement age in St. Vincent is about 60 to 65, I want to know something. Why are the leaders going past the retirement age? Alright, say for example, they want to extend their leadership. They should only go like a 5 years extra, not a 10 and 15 more. Look at the British Army and the Royal Navy. There is a time that the men and women have to retire to make space for younger ones. The big man is 75 and he thinks that he is up to the time. So he gets information from younger personnel that are walking around him. But he has to ask himself, are some of those young personnel creators and inventors, can they take the country forward, or are they just settling for domestic work? In St. Vincent, we have vehicles dating back to 25 years ago, selling for thousands of dollars. When in Dubai, they are throwing away BMWs and other sports cars that only cost a few hundred in some of those countries. Customs duties is so high that sometimes you have to pay double or more than that. Go by any bar in St. Vincent when a movie is showing, especially pictures like James Bond and Jackie Chan and so forth. And you would hear men sitting down around the table saying, one day I would like to own one of those cars or one of those Jeep. But you say to yourself, not under this regime. The only person that can own that is if you have an education, if you win some type of big money, or if you have a top of the line skill, not as a domestic worker, because cost of living in St. Vincent is higher than your salary. And it's not like some of the vehicles are so expensive. It is the customs duties because the leader has no vision. You see, he has not opened any factories or industries. So there is no means of mass employment to generate any larger profit. So other businesses are being squeezed to take tax in order to pay salaries. So the money is not rotating properly. The big man is just doing a lot of let me show you how backwards St. Vincent is. I have seen already persons try to start houses and they were stopped by some boots licking spies who took their names to planning. And because the regime knew that they were not party card holders, planning came immediately and shut them down. So they lost their whole life savings. Take a walk around St. Vincent and you would see a lot of abandoned structures and ask yourself why. You often say that you love poor people. So how comes you never set up an organization to help those people who could not afford the plans? Boots lickers are the ones that have the nation in extreme poverty, always carrying news to the big man. Some of you worked under the regime for 20 years. You ate well and drank well, while the others suffered. While you were getting paid, you still got galvanized and lumber. You didn't even try to learn a skill. So, even if the big man does anything wrong, you still have to support him. Because you are of the belief that you did nothing while he was in power to help yourself. So, you are saying if he goes, you'd have to go too, and you don't want that. Whosoever takes over, whether it be a Saboto, a female prime minister, or Dr. Friday, they have to make sure that everybody in every household has a skill, no matter what the skill is, because we are heading into the future where everything is done by machines. Look now, they are using cashless systems where you don't have to walk around with cash anymore. So we have to train the Vincentian people to repair and fix the machines. If we don't equip the youths, then they would bring in men and women from overseas to repair the machines. I said it before and I will say it again. The people that evacuated from north of the Jai River should not have been sent home back as yet. Unless they had built the bridges. I also, as a big man is stuck in his doctor shirt always. Remember I told you what we call doctor shirt? The shorts with the four big pocket in the front. Some had two. We used to wear them to church, man. Mama was poor and couldn't afford shorts, so we used to get them as handouts. You think I am ashamed to say that we wore handouts? Yesterday, after 5 in the morning, we did an episode asking if other farmers had not been paid as yet. If you have been following untold stories, you would have heard us say that the farmers received the first batch of monies, but they were promised two payments in August because the regime had skipped one. I told you before, Untold Stories is from the red zone. So I know everything that is going on firsthand because we have families and friends that are farmers. It is too long now. Those volcano relief monies came in a long time. And I would not put the blame on Sabuto because he's not the big man. But Sabuto, now is the time that you need to step up. You see, you are the one responsible for that ministry, and you would collect the blame from others. You think the big man doesn't know that the people prefer you over his son? With that being said, I just want to big up the entire population in St. Vincent, the regional islands, and the international countries who are supporting and praying for us. During these hard times, we thank you.